Hey yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy D, and this is D's Daily DD, right? Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, right? So don't take it as that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only, right? I'm always going to bring you the facts. I'm going to bring you the receipts, right? I'm going to bring you the information that you need to know to stay up to date, all right, guys? And today, I do have to focus on Redbox. I'm going to mainly talk about Redbox. I'm going to talk about AMC and GME as well. But this, also is a short squeeze play, in my opinion. A lot of these things are my opinions, my thoughts, right? How I feel about the data in the market. And so I'm just giving you my opinions, all right, guys? So remember that. So for Redbox, I personally believe there is a lot of corruption in the stock market, that there is, some things that can be improved, some data that can be reported in a better way, in a better fashion, and we should be able to have more transparency, right? That's why I got into the AMC movement. I've been trading for like 5 years now, but this past year and a half has really taught me a lot about how the mechanics work. And I've learned about, PFOF and all the stuff that goes on, and where retail kind of stands, and, the big hedge funds and the institutions and the banks, and how they all play a role in the market. All right, guys. But today, I was just very disappointed with the numbers and that I saw with Redbox, because it's just too extreme, right? Like, you can just tell that there is some, fuckery going on, basically, right, with the stock, and it's very, very obvious now. Okay, and I'm gonna show you the receipts, guys. If you're playing Redbox, it's extremely risky, but the numbers are messed up, right? Like, it's a lot to understand and look at, but I'm gonna do my best to explain it to you, right? I have it all written down for you guys again with the whiteboard, right? I know you guys like that. I think it's because you guys can pause the video and kind of look and see and whatnot. But yeah, I got that information for you guys. Yeah, so they just made me sick. The new FTD report, the failures to deliver, right? That report came in today, okay, and that's for all the stocks. And when I saw the Redbox one and the AMC one, I was just like, man, this is disgusting, right? This is not okay, all right? And that's why I continue to hold AMC, because of this right here, what I'm going to show you with Redbox. And yeah, I just want to update you because I am invested right now in Redbox too. I have some shares, not a bunch, just enough, but this is, in my opinion, a short squeeze play, right, in the short term. I don't know where it can go to. Like, I'm not gonna say it's gonna go into the hundreds or nothing, right? Nothing crazy, but I do believe we can squeeze some shorts, maybe to, like, before get into the price targets, maybe like the 20s, 30s, 40s if it was extreme, right? I don't know where it would go exactly, but I just want to show you the back data and what's kind of going on behind the scenes, all right, guys? So, if you find value in this video, right, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We got the family over here growing for the channel, and I always come back with the data, all right, guys? So let's jump into this, all right? Yeah, guys. So, I like to stay up to date with the information, and this report was released today. So let's pay attention, all right, guys, and see what I'm talking about. So here's my breakdown, right? So what the hell's going on with Redbox, okay? Because it's really extreme, right? And now that I actually wrote it all down and I looked at it and I understand it, man, I'm pissed. I'm like, this is trash, right? Like, the market, as far as like what goes on, the cheating, the lying, the manipulation, right? In my opinion, there is a lot of that going on, and it's to stop the retail. It looks like they have stopped us from squeezing Redbox. It should have gone higher. Yeah, it had a run, I know, from 2 to 18 or whatever, but I think it could have and should have gone a lot higher, right? Because of all this information, right, guys? So check this out. Outstanding shares, right? From what I could find, different websites, it seems to be that they're reporting about the outstanding shares, right? The total amount of shares that there should be is 12.6 million, which is small, right? It's a small float. And then you got the free float, which is 1.95 million. The difference between the outstanding and the free float is the free float is supposed to be what's left over, right? After institutions, after the insiders, after whoever bought whatever. The free float is what's supposed to be left over for retail, right? Or to be tradable if it's not locked up. So you have that, all right? So almost 2 million, right? The short interest, guys, it's been falling a little bit, but it was like at 280 some percent, I think 260 some percent when I first noticed this. And it's absolutely insane and absurd, and I don't think it should be allowed, right? But the last time we saw something like this was with GameStop, back in I think it was like November, December, right before the big run that GameStop had. So you're looking at right now 153.92% short interest. All right, so that means more than 100% of the float is being borrowed, right? So the liquidity fairy paid them a visit, right? It looks like there's synthetic shares. It looks like there's a lot of fake shares out there too for Redbox, and it looks like they diluted, right, the float and made it bigger. So shares on loan, this is another crazy number, 6 million, right? Of the 12.6 million are on loan, okay? 6.07 million. The cost to borrow fee again is like, I've never seen anything like this, where it's like 800, between 800 and 1,000% to borrow the stock, right? Like the short sellers, that's the fee that they pay on the side, right, to the lender, and it's annually, but still at 800% is pretty impressive. All right, we got the new FTD report today, and it was stating, right, that on this day, I'll show you the report right now, but this is just what stuck out to me. Okay, so I wrote it down because you have 6/14, you have 2.3 million failures to deliver, right? At 15.27, that was the price, and then 36 million dollars what it was worth that day. Okay, but what really, this is what pissed me off. Like, if there's only supposed to be a free float of 2 million, how do you have 2.3 million failures to deliver? Like, that's more than the free float, right? In one day, 2.3 million failures to deliver. And then on the 31st, you had 1.8 million failures to deliver at 771, and that was worth 14.1 million dollars. So, I was only looking up for this. That's why I was thinking, oh, it has one more leg, one more run up, as far as the squeeze or a run, right? So that's what I was paying attention to. And now that I got this information, I'm like, holy crap, this is worse than I thought, right? And the squeeze potential is there, right? So volume for June 1st through the 15th, I added it up roughly, right? Just for those 2 weeks, when it started to kind of pop, 348 million in volume. All right. So how do you get that much volume from only 2 million shares, right? That's insane, right? Like, there must be synthetics floating around, right, as well for Redbox. So this is a major short squeeze potential, right? Short term. Now, I don't know the timeline. I'm looking for an exit, but I think today's run had to do with the FTDs that had to be delivered, all right? And I'm going to point that out here. So let's go ahead and move over. Oop, no, not that. Let's move over to the internet. All right, so this article came out today, right? There hasn't been much articles that have been coming out on Redbox, and they had this ready, all right? So Redbox is on the rise as traders look for a short squeeze. This comes alongside heavy trading of the company shares today. Redbox has been volatile since the announcement with the acquisition with Chicken Soup, and yeah, it is official, right? It's approved. It just hasn't been like completed, right? So the transaction is expected to close in the second half of 2022, all right? That's what I'm paying attention to. So I'm looking, that's what I'm saying, like a very short term squeeze potential for like a week to 2 weeks. I'm not going to be buying and holding Redbox, right? Like I said, right now, I'm just looking for an exit. But I think it has a big potential to move up again. All right. And let's go back. So yeah, that's that information. So the reason they're saying is because the shares of Redbox was on the move. Wow, they messed up right here. RD, it's RDBX. The company has been listed as a top short squeeze target this week and is likely attracting retail traders. That makes sense, as Redbox has recently joined the ranks of other meme stocks, right? The interest of in Redbox has been increasing ever since the acquisition, right? The news that it was getting bought out by Chicken Soup for the Soul, and the jump in price for Redbox today comes after it spent the rest of the week falling. It's likely the day traders have been watching shares of Redbox stock for the right time to pump shares higher. It looks like that's what's happening today. All right. So more than 22 million in volume. Yeah, the volume was 26 million today, which is just like, wow, with only 2 million shares. And I'm sure there's people that are holding shares right out there. So just none of that makes sense to me. And it was up 18% at the peak is what I saw. All right. So it was, I think it hit like 850. So yeah, 844. It was up 24% at the peak, and it only closed up looks like 8.98%. All right, guys, so that's looking at the data, right? Everything else that I pulled right here, right, this is where I got the volume. This is just the chart down over there, but this is from Market Beat, and I pulled those numbers, like I said, like the volume from the 1st, right, of June until the 15th, all right? And this is the volume, so I added it up. That's a lot of volume, right? And then just different websites, right, just to show you the shares outstanding, 12.6. And this one doesn't show you the free float, but that's what they're claiming is the float. And here's the fails to deliver, all right? So this is, I only had the information up until the 31st, so I was only looking at this part, but this was released today, right? This the second, the 2 weeks from the 1st till the 15th. But it increased, guys. Like this should make you just absolutely, mad. This is a lot of money, like $36 million in one day, right? And the price was 15.27, and you had 2.3 million fails to deliver on Redbox on that day. And remember, there's a T plus 35, right? So for Redbox, is this the fails to deliver? Let's refresh it. I believe it's been on the threshold list, right, for a long time. So that's why this is all red, because this is extreme. This is, it can indicate allegedly, right, naked short selling. It could indicate there is some big problems going on here, right? And where's the SEC? Where's the enforcement? I couldn't tell you, right? I've learned my lesson from AMC that the SEC doesn't really seem to enforce this stuff too much, even though they should, right? But this is where I was paying attention to the dates, right? I was like, all right, I see one more push because you have 1 million, right? 1 million, 5 million, 6 million, whatever. And then over here, it's even more extreme for the next 2 weeks to a week, right? When they have to deliver these are the T plus 35 dates. And that's why I expect, look at this, $10 million on the 11th. We're going to expect that on the 11th. Now, I don't know if they end up delivering all of them at once, kind of like today, they might have just delivered a bunch, right? And that's what gave it that push. But yeah, with Redbox, I mean, man, and this says the public float is 8 million, same 12.6. So just wanted to give you different reference points on what information is out there. Okay, this is another, messed up thing. It's just bullshit. So Redbox, right? There's only supposed to be 12 point some million shares. How is this Apollo holding 34.5 million shares, right? As of March. And then I have more proof right here. This is again, Redbox institutional owners, 36.7 million. And the float is only 12.3, 12.6 million, whatever. But yeah, this one's even more recent. As of the 19th, they're supposed to be holding the 34 million shares there, I guess. So yeah, just, some things I want to point out. This is the Redbox fee. It absolutely just skyrocketed. Those are the available shares, but the fee, you see how bad it moved up. So it went from on the 19th, right? And then we're talking about June where they had all those FTDs, but you see the skyrocketing, right? So 800% to 1,000% is the cost to borrow fee for Redbox. So yeah, guys, that's the Redbox information. I'm gonna just talk about a little bit about AMC, not too much. I like where it's at. Today was kind of a flat day, but just what I'm paying attention to is this part right here, right? So it's testing this EMA. It's barely on it as far as the daily, all right? But what I do like is the 4-hour chart that it's hanging on top, all right? Because this is a flag, right? And we got this cross too, this blue line underneath. That's bullish as can be, all right? Because it crossed right there. So on the daily, I want to see this blue line, right? I want us to move up, make our way up to come and test, the different EMAs. And these are all going to be resistance points, right? That we can expect because of past price action. And there's a lot of them, all right? So it is going to take some heavy volume. It's going to take some heavy buy-in, right, in order to pass through those. But as I look and I zoom in, you just see that we finally got this cross, right? The blue's on top. That's what you want to see if you want to see the price go up, because like I can show you right here, the last time, right, that it crossed was back here before the run 234, right? So the blue line right there has been under the whole time. And it's an EMA, right? And we finally got across there, at least on the 2-hour and the 4-hour, right? It's beginning to cross over. So that's what I'm paying attention to on the chart. And I like how, of course, it's in a little flag. Weeble's acting up right here, all crazy, but let me show you this. So there's a little flag right here, right before the big run up. That's what I'm looking at right here too. That how we are in a flag now. Maybe we need a bigger flag, maybe to come up here, right? A bull flag, and then we would take off. I don't know the future, guys. I'm just showing you that it's pretty, you know, bullish right now, apish, because even though our RSI is good on the daily, we have room to run, right? We're making higher highs and higher lows, so that's going to be bullish in my opinion. And I'm not leaving AMC, guys, until these guys leave AMC, right? Until they close their positions, these shorts, because these short positions are what's going to raise the price dramatically. All right. And I don't know how many of them are going to close at once or none of that, but of course the dominoes can fall and these guys can go down, right? We talked about it in other videos, right? So yeah, I just this was also the AMC FTD report. I looked over it. I tweeted this out. 2.6 million FTDs is unacceptable when pounds. CEO Adam, right? Stock manipulation. It's out of control. Because on the and people were digging it, right? I got a lot of action on this one. So 140 likes, 45 retweets. I mean, people understand. So we got June 3rd, right? 2.6 million FTDs worth $35 million on AMC, all right? That is unacceptable to me after all this time, after all this proof that we have shown, right, over and over, and it's still going on. And I know Adam Aaron is saying that he's going to pounce, that he has, you know, after Q2, that's when we can expect something, right? And he's waiting on the SEC to give him some information or whatever, but yeah, it's there, guys. The information is there, right? Why is there so many problems with the shares and the transactions? Okay. Somehow they brought up these shares. It's the most I've seen in a while, 750,000 at 20%. All right, so it's expensive to borrow, and the calls are still looking okay, right? Like we're up right now, so 34,000 in the money, only 9,000 puts in the money with a lot of open interest. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Anything can happen, guys, right? There has been major runs. A lot of these could start going in the money, so just all we need is volume, guys. You know, that's all I've been waiting on. Again, yeah, this is the FTD, just multiple sources FTD report for AMC. As you can see, there's problems, and there's always been problems, right? It's just like last year there was like 40 million or something like that. Somebody pointed out. So yeah, the options chain, we got the 1350 right now. It looks like 1350 is a good support. It was bouncing off of that. So if, like I said, tomorrow, right, if we can close even above 15, I mean, that would be pretty bullish to get all these in the money. Okay. Real quick with GME, I'm still liking the way the chart is set up. Things are looking good. We had this big push and then it's been riding here, but it's the test, right? So 1, 2, 3. If it can start moving up, that's the fourth test again, right? And that would be the fourth test for the macro. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the breakout would be a technical breakout because of this long-term resistance, all right? And that's what I'm paying attention to. Of course, this is the daily chart, but of course it could come down and drag on a little bit more. But eventually it has to make its move up or down, right? When it comes, that's what happens at the end of these long triangles, all right? So yeah, guys, there's about 70,000 shares to short, right? According to this for GME, 32%. And yeah, I just wanted to show you just, you know, how, yeah, with AMC, we always say, oh, there's manipulation, corruption, right? Everything. And we don't always, like, we aren't always able to prove it to new people or whatever, because they're looking at the lower numbers and they're like, well, it's only 22%. It's only 22% of the short interest. GME was at 186%. And they're probably hiding it, right? In my opinion, they are hiding a lot of these numbers and misreporting and doing things like that for AMC and GME, right? But with Redbox, they don't care. They're just like, oh, there's the numbers, right? There's obviously fake shares, right? There's too much shares. There's things that are, there's shares that shouldn't be there. The volume's insane, right? The short interest. And yeah, if retail were to come in super hard, guys, and push the price, right? Buy shares, not telling you to buy, hold, or sell or nothing. But for Redbox, right? If enough retail came in and just pushed it, like, I'm sure it could squeeze them out, right? It's a small float. The numbers, the short interest, everything, the cost to borrow is insane. So just wanted to put that information, you know, in front of you. Whatever you want to do with it, it's your choice, right? Your money, your investments there, I guess. So thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you guys in the next one.